Hi friends, this is usually the part of the year where I come to you and talk about my goals for 2022. Since 2020's goal was to sleep more and finish what I start, and 2021's was to not monetize my hobbies, and I've mostly done the exact opposite of all those things, we're taking a little break to regroup. What I want to tell you about instead, and stick with me, is my favorite gift that I got for Christmas. It's a framed photo of my mother's mother, her parents, and her 7 siblings in Mississippi in the late 50s, pre-Great Migrationing to the Midwest. As someone who's obsessed with narrativizing my own life, I've become really interested in learning my family's history as well. I really didn't know a whole lot about my mom's side of the family, but when I opened up the box and brought out that photo, my Nana just lit up and started telling me all these stories from her childhood that I'd never heard before. And now that I have it hanging on my wall, now that I know the names and faces of more of my elders and ancestors, I feel situated as part of that history. It was really special. My mom crushed it on the gift idea. So sometime after Christmas dinner, and now look, we're back where we started, the conversation turned to New Year's resolutions. I referenced then, as I will now, that banger of a tweet from Sarah Lazarus that goes, "No New Year's resolutions, it's the circumstances' turn to improve." Maybe it wasn't that I'm fundamentally flawed, that my goals fell so flat over the past few years. Maybe it's just that it's very difficult to girl boss under these conditions. So I decided to see if there was any merit to the meme. I followed that tweet down the river of trend pieces about setting SMART goals and using the fresh start effect to an article that talked about why some people are good at resolutions and other people aren't. The idea put forth by Amanda Mull at The Atlantic and a team of USC researchers is that some amount of our self-control is ingrained by however our brains come out wired. But much more of our self-control is situational. It's a resource that can get depleted the more that your life requires it. So if you have, say, a predictable schedule that makes it easier to go to sleep at the same time every night, it's easier to wake up in the morning and exercise. If you have money to pay for private lessons, you might be more successful at learning a new language. Goals require things like stability and predictability, and not depleting your willpower on things like, I don't know, deciding whether it's safe to go to school or hug your parents. Researchers at the University of Southern California's Habit Lab argue that, just like that quippy little tweet says, in order to change your behavior, you need to change the circumstances that led to it in the first place. Which means that you can't just new year, new you, cut off everything that you've been until this point. As much as I go to bed each night certain that tomorrow me will be more productive and focused and well-rested than today me, I still wake up each morning next to all of my circumstances. And speaking of circumstances that need to change, I know that my people in 1950s Mississippi knew a thing or two about that. As this year turned over, instead of being called to a clean slate, fresh start, new me, I instead felt a great longing for continuity. Our very recent history already feels like it's cut off broad swaths of the past. I don't need more of that. This is the worst time to abandon the old me that got me here. The worst time to choose the fantasy of individual, willpower-based achievement over all of the systems I'm still part of and all of the stories I'm still in. Surviving great difficulty is my family history. It's in my DNA, both metaphorically and literally. But I am to understand that epigenetics is real. So even though the world continues to feel dark, all the parts of the old me have gotten me here, have helped me weather this with as much care and kindness as I can, have helped me survive this far. All the parts of the old me were taught and mentored and loved into the present by family, by friends, by community, with their own complicated histories. And I don't want to leave any of that in 2021. Tell me in comments what parts of the old you are hoping to carry into the future. This video was brought to you by the Radish Collective, my community of Patreon supporters. We'll see you soon. Bye.